editing and realized I must have deleted one of the clips that I had. So what I was saying in the story is I had been studying in my room and I got up to go to the restroom. I look at myself in the mirror and my cheeks are so red, unexplainably red. I did not have makeup on, so it was not blush or anything like that. They're like cherry red and I didn't know why. So it's like crazy how red they were. So I decided to take my temperature. I had a low-grade fever. That would have been Sunday. Because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to therapy in the morning. So the next morning, fever was broken. And I only had it that I know of for that short amount of time. So I went to therapy. I was fine throughout the day. Till later that night. My cheeks weren't red. But I decided to check my temperature again. Low grade again. Every single night this week, it has been low grade. Every single night this week. Just at night. During the day, it's been fine. It's been at night that I've had a low grade fever. My nose has been running, my head has been hurting, and my ears, so I'm thinking I've got an ear infection. Last night, I was deciding that I've had enough of having fevers every night and the headache. So I was emailing my mom that I had a low-grade fever again and asked her if she thought my dad would take me to urgent care today. And she said, do your ears hurt or just your head? So I texted her and told her my ears hurt as well as my head. Because I knew she'd see the text before she saw the email. It's just when she's asleep, I email her because she usually checks her email. It's one of the first things she does in the morning. So, and she said, okay. Well, my dad texted me. I'm still in my room. He texts me and says, I'm eating breakfast if you want to come join me. So I get up, I brush my teeth, I go in and ask him, will you take me to urgent care? He said, no, I will not take you to urgent care. And I said, okay. Will you take me to see my doctor? And he said, yes. Urgent care is so much closer. So that's why I asked about urgent care. So I went and saw my doctor. The first thing the nurse asked me when she got me back into a room was, am I pregnant? This is a pediatric clinic. Now, I understand there are some teenagers who get pregnant, but did I really look pregnant? I don't think so. I mean, yes, my weight has increased since the last time I was there, but still. Like, when she asked, I was like, pardon me? Because I was not sure I heard her correctly. I did. She asked if I was pregnant. She got my temperature, asked what was going on. She didn't do any testing, the nurse. So the doctor came in. I wasn't waiting very long. She asked how my mom was and how my sister was. And I went ahead and told her how my dad was too. She didn't ask. I don't know that she's ever met my dad. But I went ahead and told her anyways. And so she looked at my ears. The one that was hurting worse just had some wax in it. Both of them looked fine. So she wanted to do a strep test. So she said it'd take about 20 minutes for the results to come. So the nurse swabbed me. She said if the strep test came back negative, she would put me on a Z-Pack. If it's positive, she'd put me on amoxicillin. I love amoxicillin because I'm allergic to Ceftonir, and then the side effects of Augmentin are just horrible for me. So, anyways, so the nurse came in, swabbed my throat, started coughing like crazy. That always happens when they do the strep test on me. But the doctor sort of seemed like puzzled why they didn't already test me for strep. I was like, do you have a problem with strep test? And I was like, no, I'm fine with it. So, because I expected they would test me for flu, COVID, and strep. All three of those things. Because flu and COVID are the same test. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The doctor came back and said I tested positive for strep. I still am a little puzzled that I tested positive for strep because my throat didn't start hurting until today. So, but anyways, I have strep. So she said for no one to eat or drink after me. In a couple days, I need to change my toothbrush out. So I'll probably need to clean my retainer again too. I haven't been wearing it since I started feeling sick because I just don't wear it when I'm sick. Because if I start coughing like crazy, stuff doesn't stay in me. So, but I'll go ahead and clean it again as well. So now I'm gonna eat a drink, change my toothbrush, clean my retainer. Drink lots of fluids, get lots of rest, and she told me to get some throat lozenges. Or if I had any. I didn't know if we had any. So I went ahead and bought some today. I'll show y'all what I got. The ones I got. Because I had to go to the store anyways to get my prescription. So I got these Mucinex sore throat, Insta-Soothe, and pain relief. Because those are supposed to help with the sore throat. And they've got elderberry. It's elderberry and wild cherry flavored. So, and I know I like elderberry. So, I figured since this is for sore throat, relieves, soothes, and numbs, I figured that would be good. And then I also saw another brand, a new kind, throat balm. And it soothes and protects. This one's more for everyday throat irritation. It's got a liquid center. And it's caramel flavored. So, I decided these two, between those two, that would be best. And just since this one was new, and it looks like it's got honey in it. Ooh, it has all the herbs right here. It's got peppermint, elder, sage, linden flower, lemon balm, thyme, and mallow. I just figured throat balm, this one might be good too. So between the two of these, and since those are specifically for throat and not just cough, actually neither one of them say for cough, so those should be good for now. So that's that. And I texted my sister. The doctor said to give her her love. And My sister said, so one last checkup with her? And I said, no sick visit. And my sister said, what do you have? And I said, strep. And my sister said, no. And I said, yes. So, and she hasn't said anything else back. But yeah, strep. So, and I texted the teacher I work with because yesterday she texted to check on me because she hadn't seen me all week, and usually she sees me by then. And I told her that I hadn't been feeling well all week, and she asked what was going on, and told her I've been having some low-grade fever and head pain. And so I did text her and told her I went to the doctor and I've got strep. And she was so glad I went to the doctor. So, and I'm glad I got to see my doctor. My doctor did tell me, you're gonna have to find a big girl doctor. You're about to be 26. And I said, I know. I said, I just got my new insurance. And so I'm gonna see if the doctor you recommended accepts my insurance. And she gave me one of the names that she gave me. And I said, yes. She said, he should accept your insurance. And he apparently is who, like, all the young doctors at that practice recommended, because a lot of them had worked with him before. So, and you know what? It could be trial and error. I could go see him and completely hate him. And if that's the case, I will find another one. There is actually a doctor I do have to call, hopefully tomorrow. I was supposed to make 3 phone calls today, but with going to the doctor and then having to go to the store, and everything was thrown off today. So tomorrow I will hopefully be able to make all my phone calls, and on my insurance card it has a primary care doctor. So I need to find out if I have to see that doctor as my primary care, or if I can see any doctor as my primary care. Because if I have to see that specific one, well then there's no sense in calling the other one to see if they accept my insurance. So, you know, I do still want to have one last checkup with my doctor once I recover. But I'm probably gonna have to get in contact with every single one of my doctors and make sure they all accept my new insurance, because if one doesn't, that could become a problem. But anyways, that's my latest update. My doctor was like, you haven't been sick in a really long time. And it was like, actually, I was sick in June. I had bronchitis and pneumonia, but I went to urgent care. I should have mentioned that she wasn't working, and so I went to urgent care, but I didn't think about that. So, but it's fine. So, for now, we're good. I'm gonna have one of these throat drops and chill out for a little bit. And try not to start shivering because I'm feeling really cold right now. AC just kicked off, so moving in the right direction. And I am losing my voice a little bit. It's not as bad as it usually is, We'll see if it gets worse. But at the moment, it's okay. So we'll see.